video is intended for audiences who are 13 and over. If you are not 13 and over, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online.
Alright, so, what is the Prime Minister's name again? I keep forgetting the Prime Minister of Japan's name. It's not Shinzo Abe, that's for sure. It's, Totsuki Momoe, right? Right, because there's supposed to be like a stupid pun on Momoe from, Dawn Brothers, right? Universal. Okay, good. Thank God for the Wikipedia page. Right. Uh, Tot- Tokonatsu Atame, right? So yeah, his dream was to have a friend, because as a child he did not have friends. So that was his dream. It was not to get Japan to fix his birth rate population, you know, right? But yeah. So that it was just to make a friend because he was really sad. He wanted to have like 100 wives and 100 kids, so no one could say no to being his friend. If you right, if that was his plan. All right, so hey, it is #1 Sentai Gozyuger, right? So it is a show about this episode we're doing a bunch of role play, but not in that weird creepy way. It is an actual role play. It is to simulate the feeling of having friends. Right, but Hoiru does not care. He realized that now that he had this giant god robot, he could pretty much use this giant god robot to do whatever he wants, and he's gonna use it to be like, oh yeah, hey man, I don't have a job and I don't want to pay rent. I'll just live on this giant god robot instead. Wait a minute, you're saying this giant could just be a house, right? I'll just make this my house instead, so it's fine. Hey, I do appreciate the ring thingies, right? Those bell. What the fuck are these things called? Aries? No, those are the. Wait, are they called the Aries? I guess so. Sure, let's call. I guess that's their name. I appreciate how nice and polite the mailman one is. I hope that guy becomes an extra recruiting character for the rest of the show, because this is my favorite one so far of all the Aries, right? I just love how he just be like, hey, I'm not here to fight. I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm just here to deliver this stupid piece of mail that I was told to deliver to you. So all right, I'm leaving now. Bye. Right. I love how that guy just showed up to do that, and he went on his way. He was like, all right, I got nothing else to do. Yeah. So Tonatsukai Atomic is Tokonatsu teams up with the villain. It's really bad when a politician teams up with a villainous person who's gonna use the government for their own disastrous plan. Like getting space grants. Right? Or firing a bunch of workers. It's really bad when the government does that. You should not let that happen. Right? But yeah, so he teams up with the candle #1 sweet Badarian world, and he just has another Sentai ring. So once again, going back to the fact that I'm kind of just about this show is not an actual JoJo stand Challenge Showdown season where every episode we focus on them fighting up other people with Sentai. I felt like that would have been a very good Monster of the Week format, right? Right, except we have as a Ranger Sentai of the Week, whatever the fuck. But yeah, here's just the Bokenger ring. Sure, why not? He has that ring too, right? He already has like the Time Ranger ring and the Jetman ring, so he might as well just have the Bokenger ring himself. And I guess we're doing Takeshi's Castle, right? Is that what it is? Maybe. Um, Maybe not. The whole point is just to he look. Okay, look. He's just gonna make He's gonna make them all play his twist little sick games. Right? He's like, ooh, yes, yes. You must go through my challenge. I have my carefully orchestrated challenge I have set up for you. My dastardly plot, and it's a bunch of dumb stuff. It's like tag. They play tag, and then they play dodgeball, right? And then it ends with them we're playing as a family, right? It's all part of Atame's plan, like, oh yes, this is all part of my plan. Look, this gives me the experience of having a family, right? Because I never have had I'm not sure about this. I feel like his plan is really bad, Right, I feel like his like I guess was his plan to have like a family or was his plan right, to have a friend? You know, I guess if you had friends, you could play pretend family. I guess that was his bit. That right is what he was thinking, but I'm not really sure about that. But anyway, we learned about Hollywood's backstory. He had a brother, you know, right now. I mean, that's kind of been established, you know, like, oh boy, who could this mysterious character be, you know? Who could this be recurring? They get isekai teleported to like some to the number one barbarian world or to the number one barbarian world and it's immediately everyone gets a bunch of people probably get slaughtered, you know, is what I assume happens, right? Because a bunch of other civilians also gets teleported and they all ran away while they're being chased. I just assume that they were getting hunted, you know. It's what's happened, right? Yeah. So then that's how he gets back came back to Earth. So and everything. Then he finds out his and then the most insane bit is when he returns back to Earth after spending another time with the no more. He finds that his parents just moved on, or he says, "Oh yeah, man, I lost two child, but hey, you know what? But I'm gonna do what Shinzo Abe says, and I'm just gonna make two more. I'm just gonna make two more kids, you know, right? That was his will. So that is his backstory. That's why he's a loner because he had no friends. I mean, he doesn't have no family, right? Yeah, but thanks to Tokonatsu Atame, he's like, okay, I now realize it, right? And so now they are friends or whatever the fuck, right? Also, hey, look, the fire candle guy shows up. He's like, hey, he's here to cause some trouble, you know, like hoo hoo hee hee, you know, right? He's like, oh, I'm here to betray you before you betrayed us, you know, but it does not work. So Ichikawa gets her time to use her mecha, right? Her is a horse. It's a like it has a horse. It has a spirit and shit. I like it. I like it way more than I like I like I like Ichikawa's sword and shield way more than Takehara's weird fucking gun on his leg thing. I don't understand what the fuck that thing was about. Right, and also the cool thing, this has like a separate mode where it can just become a centaur, which I think is cool as fuck. I don't know, I think this thing just read me out to transfer to a centaur as an alt mode, right? Is wild, right? That you just do this. I think it's just real funny. It can just transfer to like this cool ass centaur looking creature. But yeah, they defeat Candlefire. The day is saved. But hey, and one thing I also even though I hated Dawn Brothers as a season, Dawn Brothers is just an objectively bad season, right? The I do enjoy the finishing special effects that they did, right? When it went black and white, they did that cool neon stuff. That thing is, I'm really glad they brought it back for this bit. You know, that was cool to see. You know, but yeah, Hoiru is now friend with the Japanese Prime Minister. Surely nothing will happen for this from a Prime Minister becoming friends with a private civilian, you know, right? So yeah, but yeah, that's this week's episode. Then hey, Daijujin's back, you know, right? Oh boy, did he came back? Hey, look, just as their god was about to be destroyed, another god show up. Oh, is that what's the imagery that's going on here? Also, hey, not ignoring that, but also Daijujin also shows up in the sickest way possible. He shows a robot wearing a giant in a cape. I don't know. I think that aesthetic is really funny. It's so unnecessary and really fucking stupid, right? Like there's like no reason for a robot to be wearing a giant cloak or a cape in any way. But I don't know. This thing is just fucking cool as fuck. Right? So it's just cool to see Daijujin in this fucking. I didn't know this was the thing I wanted. Right? But there you go. I appreciate that. And who could this be? Who is the Tyranno Ranger? Right? Ooh, who? It could be anyone. You know, right? Is it Austin St. John? Is he is he the Universal Warrior? Did he get permission to leave America yet? After his PPP scam, you know, right? All right. I think that's it for this week's episode of No.1 Sentai Gozyuger. All right. That's all I got to say. All right. Kate, thanks. Bye.